Hey, ladies and gent, we are here discussing the fight heard around the world, the mega fight, Canelo Saul Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Man, that was a heck of a fight, I must admit. But let me cue a bit of the sounds and shout out to all the people in the chat, the people that will be watching this on the replay. This is impromptu. This is going to be a brief stream, but it will be a goodie. And we got none other than Intellectual Soapbox in the building. Salute to him. Bud need to retire. No rematch. Canelo will fight again. Yeah, Canelo is a legend. So this is not to take anything from Canelo. He went out there. He himself said he fought his best. It's just he lost to the better fighter. And I don't think Canelo should be disparaged and think that he's trash or that he's losing a step. Canelo is a big dog. He just went in there and fought a bigger dog. So you live to fight another day. He made estimates $100+ million. So he didn't really lose in life. He just lost the fight. But he went out like a champion. He just lost to a better champion. So I do tip my hats to Canelo. It's just Bud is on an elite level that some people have never seen. Now, I'm not willing to say that he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, but he is in the discussion mentioned with the greats of all time. You know, some people still have Muhammad Ali up there, you know, the Sugar Rays of the world, Marvin Hagler. So there are many people that they would give the nod above him, but Bud has cemented his name in the upper echelon in the boxing annals. So salute to Bud. I tip my hat to him. So let's get right into the fight, right? For the people that didn't see it, I'll start with this one. I'll do a round by round breakdown of what I seen watching live. So round one, Crawford looked more crisp. He was the more effective striker. He just looked more polished. He looked more fresh. And mind you, Crawford had been off for a few years. Canelo just came off of a tune-up fight where he looked less than stellar. They thought that Bud was not going to be able to hold the weight because he fought Madrimov, I believe, at 154, and people thought that he looked slow. People thought that, yeah, Canelo jumping up 2 weight classes, that's going to be too much of a daunting task. And Crawford said, hey, this is not only a big money fight, but I'm better than Canelo. And once he sized Canelo up, they're about the same. So I think Canelo weighs more than Crawford, but I think Crawford has a slight height advantage on him. So he didn't see Canelo as this big, jolly green giant that no one could step to. So salute to Crawford again for challenging his greatness. Round two. Round two, it could have been a draw. It could have went either way. Canelo was delivering the better body shots, but as he admitted after the fight, he wasn't able to catch him as flush as he would like to with the body shots. So Canelo did land cleaner body shots. It's just they weren't clean enough and forceful enough to hurt Crawford. And Crawford was still having more crisp striking. He had the better striking overall. Canelo was just seeking out the body shots and he was landing better body shots. So round two could go either way. I could see people giving that one to either one. Round three was Canelo's best round. He showed more of his boxing versatility. He didn't just look like a statue out there. Crawford still was showing the better skill of being able to use his footwork, his defense, pick and pop, come in and out with his shots. So Crawford was looking crisp and he was connecting some body shots. It just wasn't as flush as Canelo's. So I could see people giving Canelo round three, although it was close. The rounds that Crawford won were clear. The round that Canelo won was questionable. Round four, this was Canelo's strongest round by far. So I think Canelo had clearly won round four. Some people were calling it 2-2 at this point, or some people were calling it 3-1 Crawford. Let's just say it was 2-2 for the sake of the fight. Round five, I thought round five was clearly a Canelo round. Canelo came in, he did body shots, he was going forward. He also showed exceptional defense as well. Round six, Crawford clearly won that round. Better movement, better strikes. Round seven, Crawford landed more shots and he was just looking better as the boxer, moving in and out, and Canelo couldn't hit him flush. He was actually flustering Canelo. He was getting a bit annoyed and frustrated that he couldn't hit Crawford as flush as he wanted to. Even when he was contacting him, Crawford blocked much of that. Round eight, that can go either way as well. I gave the edge to Crawford, but I can see if some people said in round eight that Canelo won that round. It was a tightly contested round. Round nine, Crawford easily won that round. They both stood in the phone booth in exchange, and this was what people were telling Crawford not to do. They were saying Crawford shouldn't stand in the phone booth with him, but nah, he was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And hold on, we got Travion in the building. Let me know if you want to come up, Travion. And I had hit your phone, but for some reason it said that your inbox was full. So I sent like a SMS message to your phone. But we can chop it up later today though. I got another stream coming on. And if you want to come on this stream right now, let me know. I'll drop the link. And we got none other than the lovely, the exquisite Sunlight. She finally caught it live. Shout out to Sunlight. This is a strong, powerful, sophisticated sister. Much love to her. Travion, another solid, character. You know what I mean? What Martin Luther King said, you want to judge by the content of your character. The content of this man's character is solid. A1, just kind of like Bud's performance. So Travion said he comes up. Just give me one moment, uno momento. I'm gonna drop the link for you in the chat. And anybody else could come up. Just no trolls. If I don't know you, you may have to cam up a little bit. You don't have to be on cam, but if I don't know you, I just need to make sure that there's no trolling issues. People usually try to P-bomb me and hate on the stream. I don't even got that many subscribers, but I guess when your boy cooking, the haters and the lurkers be looking. But let's get back to the breakdown of the fight. So I believe I was at round nine. Round nine, I gave that one clearly to Crawford. And as I said, they were standing in the phone booth. They were saying that Bud has to back off. Bud cannot be in the trenches with Canelo because Canelo is the stronger, more powerful fighter. But that was speculation just on the physical appearance, right? Canelo may have looked slightly bigger, but Terrence looked more shredded. Therefore, he looked more toned, more in shape, and his legs looked monstrous. His legs looked like tree trunks. When he was fighting in the 135s, 147s, his legs did not look like that. So he held his weight. He looked really good holding his weight, because even the 168, it seemed like a astronomical jump. But I believe Bud is walking around at least 185, 190. So him cutting down to 168 is much easier than him trying to cut down to 140, 147. So I don't think that it was, I don't think it was that big of a jump. And we got none other than Eric Kwan in the building. Salute to Eric Kwan. Looking forward to that Lakers season coming up. Hopefully that they have a good season. Shout out to Eric Kwan. Also in round nine, Crawford got an illegal, accidental. It was accidental. I don't think he did this maliciously, but he did headbutt the boy. He headbutted him and cut him open. So now Crawford will have to get stitches afterward. So I'm surprised that Canelo didn't then attack that cut, even though it was accidental. He could have attacked it and had the blood coming out, and then it bleeds in his eye, and that frustrates Crawford. And when you see blood in the water, sharks have to pounce on that, even though it was an accidental headbutt. I think Canelo should have took advantage of that. Crawford looked stunned, like, "Come on, bruh, you want to headbutt me?" And that was a vicious headbutt too. Canelo has a monstrous head. Like Canelo head, man, this dude's he has one of the greatest chins in boxing, because even when you sting him, it hurts him, but he doesn't really show it because, bruh, this dude he got like one of those Olmec statue heads. Like, salute to Canelo, because it's hard to get this boy up out of there. But round 10, clearly Crawford outclassed. Round 11, clearly Crawford outclassed. Round 12, the money round, the final round, clearly Crawford. So if you want to be generous, you can give a maximum of 3 to 4 rounds to Canelo, and I think that is stretching it. But it just on first look, I would say Crawford won at least 9 to 10 rounds. So that would mean Canelo won 3 at most. And like I said, that's being extremely generous. Now, the fight was one-sided, but Canelo was competing. Canelo is a legend. He's not a bum. He is a Mexican monster in there. But monsters do have to face other monsters, right? There are some bigger and better monsters, you know what I mean? So with that being said, we're going to get right into the illustrious guests. I'm joined by Travion and Mr. Best. Travion, get in there and let me know what you seen with the fight. Like, was this just a one-sided affair? Was it closer?
Can you hear me?
Naked eye? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It was cringe what Crawford said in the before the fight about the belt to ass. He definitely was the buckle. That's what he said. But yeah, he put belt to ass. There was
a pause moment or something.
Well, I'm saying it was cringe when he was saying where he's from. They say BTA, belt to ass. I think that's what everybody say everywhere, but it was cringe because he should have just said belt to ass, and he said, "I'm gonna be the buckle," right? Well, those were prophetic words because he definitely was the buckle. That was child abuse. There was a point where Crawford had hit, I think it was a pull counter. I think it was a pull counter he hit him with, and Canelo, his head went back like he was getting his bones cracked from the chiropractor or whatever. So he turned his head to the left, and then he looked back like, what the fuck was that? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it was Crawford. But definitely I would say Canelo at most won maybe 3 rounds, and that's going easy. I'm leaning more toward I would give 2 to him, but I would only give 2 to him because we all know in professional fights, you don't really turn it on until about the 5th round anyways. So all the earlier rounds are really filling each other out. But yeah, Crawford was filling him out the whole time. He was like, if you remember watching, he was throwing little 1-2-3s at him and stuff like that, just to gauge distance on him to see if he could still get close to him or whatever to keep pummeling him, and it was working.
And
Canelo, yeah.
Hold on, Trey. I'm gonna let you finish. I just want you to pick up from this because Tim Bradley and some other people were saying that too. Canelo, when he loads up, because he was trying to get Crawford out of there, but when he's loading up with those power shots, it's super predictable. Crawford was seeing that from a mile away, and Canelo was going for that one big looping wild haymaker versus Crawford was getting in there. He, like you said, he'll do those two, 3 soft jabs to fill him out, and then bam, clock him with one. Versus Canelo was trying to do that, but Crawford was faster, and his defensive footwork was just superb. Go ahead, Trey.
Based off of the fact that Crawford went up 3 weights, I seen somebody in the comments said Crawford need to retire. Why doesn't Canelo need to retire? Crawford just went up 3 weight classes and put belt to ass, and he needs to retire. He definitely has to defend the belts. So saying beat Canelo and then retire is counterproductive. What's the point of even going up to whoop ass if you're not going to defend the belt?
So Trey, this is what's. Well, actually, Mr. Best was the one who said he needs to retire. So go ahead and Mr. Best, what did you mean by he needs to retire?
When you rob a bank, you don't come back after you rob the bank. You rob the bank and you flee. you find a place to hide and ride off into the sunset. So
I didn't see any robbing going on. He went and cashed a big check.
Crawford needs to ride off into the sunset. Floyd did the same thing. Floyd knew what Canelo was, and he knew not to rematch him. He knew, like, yo, I'm gonna fight him this one time. I'm gonna get him up out of here. I'm not gonna give him no time to study me or rematch me. He could have rematched him. He could have.
I'm not even saying he needs to. I'm not even saying he needs to rematch him. I'm just saying he needs to defend. He needs to defend the belt after you win him. You have to at least fight.
He don't got to do that. That's not his weight class, and he knows that. You know what I mean? Like he's smart enough. Like he's not stupid. You know what I mean? Crawford is not. So Crawford's not.
Are you saying retire from 168, or are you saying retire from boxing altogether? Because at 154,
probably both. To be honest with you, I mean he's 38.
I don't agree with that.
He don't got enough to prove, bro.
I don't agree with that because when you brought up Floyd, that's when your argument kind of was invalid because Floyd didn't retire. He fought an MMA fighter and counted that win as a professional win.
But that I'm talking about when Floyd was in his prime. I'm not talking about the whole MMA stuff. I'm talking about when Floyd was in his prime. Floyd made sure that he made calculated moves. You know what I mean? Which is smart. In boxing, you gotta make calculated moves. Crawford's gonna make a calculated move. He's not gonna put himself in danger. Some people say he should move up to light heavyweight. They're crazy. He's not doing that.
I don't think he should move up to light heavy. I think if anything,
he's not doing that.
154. If he fights at 154, I think he got everybody's number. If he fight at 154,
yeah, if he fights at 154, he'll be fine. But I think he's gonna let go of these belts. He'll probably fight at 154, or he may go down a little bit lower than that if he wants to. You know what I mean? And he'll be fine.
He's definitely solidified, though. He solidified. What I've been seeing in the news, though, is they're saying, "Oh, you're not going to be solidified unless you fight Benavidez." Well, Benavidez is light heavy, and he went up to light heavy. So, asking him to fight Benavidez is really counterproductive.
Nah, he's not. He's not going up to light heavyweight.
Nah, he's not. I already know that.
Yeah, Bomac already said he wouldn't. And to fight Benavidez, he'll have to go up to like 175. Like that's already too much. Even someone had asked him, did he want to go up to heavyweight? Because Roy Jones Jr. went up to heavyweight.
Nah, I don't think he should.
I don't think he should either. So actually, he was making some great points. Go ahead, Trey.
I definitely think he should defend his belts. Now, if he wins after one title defense, if he decides to
what weight class?
I mean, I wouldn't trip if he did a catch weight.
Because I think the catch weight is more appropriate because because he said he only went up to 168 to fight Canelo because he called Canelo out. Canelo is the champion, so you got to meet the champion where the champ is at. But he said at 168, it's not a lot of other fights out there. So this fight was about money for one, also prestige and legacy. So it's not a lot of other legacy fights out there. Some people saying, oh, he should fight Dimitri Bivol and all this stuff. I think it would be more appropriate for him to hang around that 154 because he said he's not going to go back down to 147. Once you make that 2-3 weight jump class, to jump back down 3 weights, because it truly is hard to cut that weight. And how big Terrence Crawford is now, bro, his legs look like tree trunk. I can't see him going down to anywhere close to 140 anything. Even 154, he's seeming kind of too big for that now.
I don't even B-Eazy. I don't believe in the whole weight bully conversation that they were saying. Okay. I don't even believe in weight bullies. To be able to be at 140, 138, 140, and to go up to 168 or his official weight at the weigh-in was 167.5. It's not that he's a weight bully. The boy's literally cock strong. You get what I'm saying? Like because of his strength. If he wanted to be an MMA fighter, might I add, he would have to learn some other stuff. He has a ground and pound game that a lot of people don't understand, which has nothing to do with boxing. But I was just
He also,
bringing that up
wait, he also
to
has a wrestling game. They said he got a
that's
strong
that's
wrestling background.
that's what I'm saying when I say ground and pound. He has a strong ground and pound game. I'm bringing that up to say that he's not a weight bully. He's just really cock strong, and he's really him. He's Timothy Hernandez. You get what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I am him. It is what it is. And a lot of people, if you're a Canelo fan, which I'm a Canelo fan, but I'm not stupid. You get what I'm saying? And Canelo fans are sitting there making arguments for Canelo when Canelo's saying he beat me fair and square. He's also saying that Crawford is better than Floyd.
Yeah, Canelo, I got to give it up to Canelo, and I'm going to go right back to you, Mr. Best, because I know you want to chime in. I have a much more respect for Canelo after the fight because they was asking him, hey, did you hit Crawford with your powerful shot? He was like, I couldn't hit him. And before
he tried.
I think it was one of the dude, I think his name was Khan or something. He fought Crawford and Bud, and they had asked him years ago, hey, who do you think will win? And he said he didn't know, but he was edging Bud, and they said why? He was like, Canelo is great, and he's a great boxer, but Canelo could be touched. He said Crawford, he was really trying to tag him, but you couldn't hit him. Canelo was trying to get Crawford up out of there, but he couldn't hit him. And then when he did hit him, it was like rolling off the side, or he was hitting the glove. So Crawford, his defense, and people were saying, oh, he don't have enough power to stand in the phone booth with Canelo, but he had enough power to where Canelo stopped going forward. And when they were in the dirty boxing exchanges, Canelo, it appeared like he was shoving him around, and then Crawford would do one little physical move and he just was moving Canelo. I was like, damn, he kind of was little boy in him. Go ahead, Mr. Best.
Well, the thing is, he's not stronger than Canelo. I think everybody needs to stop that there. He knows he's not stronger than Canelo because that's why he kept moving around. You know what I mean?
Sure about that?
I'm positive about that. It's just like when Sugar Ray fought Hagler, right? Hagler was a stronger fighter. Let's just put it out there. He was, right?
That's a fact. That's unequivocal.
Yeah, Ray Leonard made sure he kept him off him. So he threw timely shots. He moved around. He kept him off him. Floyd did the same thing when he fought Canelo. Canelo's stronger than both Bud, and he's stronger than Mayweather. Stronger than both of them. You know what I mean? But they outboxed him. Boxing is not about you just staying in one spot. No. As the great Floyd Mayweather said, it's about hitting and not getting hit, right? And if you know the science of boxing, which I know you do, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? So he avoided getting hit. He threw timely shots. You know what I mean? He avoided Canelo's power because he's smart. He's a very intelligent boxer. And he's not going to stay at 168 because, you know what I mean? He's not dumb. He ain't going to rematch Canelo at 168 because he don't want to risk getting knocked out. You know what I mean? He don't want Canelo to study him and figure him out and then finally get a knockout on him. He don't want that. So he's gonna avoid that, just like Sugar Ray avoided Hagler. Just like, you know what I mean? When you fight a bigger, stronger fighter who's intelligent as well, you don't want him to figure you out. So you will do whatever it takes to make sure that you're not fighting him again. You know what I mean? And he also understands that, listen, my most comfortable weight is 154. He knows that. You know what I mean? He did this because he wanted the money. So it was a legacy move. He got it going. It was what it was. You know what I mean? And if he don't feel like he needs to fight anymore, or he kind of feels like he ain't got nothing to prove, he's 38, and if he wants to retire, let him retire. I just don't want him to do a thing where he's jumping from weight to weight and he ends up like Roy Jones. That's what I don't want. You know what I mean? I want him to go be at this weight, then shrink down or go up another way, and then he gets to Roy Jones where it's like, dang, like, what happened to Bud? Like, he was perfect at that weight, now he jumped at that weight, and now he getting, you know what I mean? He's having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't
want him. to get too big for his britches, right? Because I
There you
know,
go.
yeah, because the reason why Roy Jones moved up is because there was no one else for him to fight. Same thing with Bud. Like if Bud is in 147, who is he gonna fight? Teofimo Lopez and even Boots Ennis. It's like Boots is formidable, but Bud will get him up out of there. 154.
Easy. I think he'll get him out of there easy.
Go ahead, Trey.
Based off of the fact, like Boots, if Boots is willing to go up in weight, then it would be it would be a reason to fight him. But to go down to Boots' weight doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because Boots is at 154, and Bo Mack and them is saying that they don't want to go below 160 anymore because already, like I said, Bud is walking around 185, 190. So him cutting to 168 is fine. Him cutting to 160, okay. Anything below 160 now is getting too much. And even like you said with the weight bully thing, y'all old enough to remember this phrase. It says skills pay the bills. They never said size pay the bills. Have anyone heard that phrase? Size pays the bills? No, it's skills pay the bill. And
and that this fight proved it.
Yes, sir. Right? Because all they kept talking about is he going to be able to take Canelo size. That's all they were talking about was size. They was neglecting that Bud is a more skilled fighter than Canelo, and Canelo is no slouch. Canelo is a legend. He is in the upper echelon of the boxing, the boxing Hall of Fame.
Statistically, Mexican fighters have a lot of trouble with black fighters anyways. It's because I'm not saying that to say that there aren't Mexican fighters that whoop on black fighters. It does happen from time to time, but the way Mexican fighters train, their style is more if they have a little size on them, they're going to try to throw a lot of punches in a fast amount of time, and they're going to try to throw a lot of power punches with lack of swagger or skill set. Whereas black fighters have control of the ring, swagger, style, and Canelo knew that going in. He knew that going in. That's the reason why he didn't want to take the fight unless he was going to get 100 million. Unless he was going to get 100 million, because he knew there was a big possibility that he was going to lose the belts.
Exactly, and that's why if you're gonna lose the belts, $100 million is worth losing that as well. And to your point about what the Mexican fighters, because it is true, because many of them do have a different style. If you look at Cuban fighters, Puerto Rican fighters, they all have distinct styles based on their ethnic background, their upbringing. But like you said, and even Turki Al-Sheikh, who's like a Saudi dude, he said to put boxing on top, you need to have a black American as the face of it. You know what I mean?
You do.
And then it's like, and people, well, why is he making it like that? Think about all the heydays, whether it's Muhammad Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Norton.
Go back to the 30s. Go back to the 20s and the 30s.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson was beating ass, and they literally created a law because he was beating ass and fucking white women. But that's a whole nother story.
and that's why they created the Mann Act. And not only that, when he was whooping the white people, he said he can't celebrate, like he can't cheer, like he's supposed to just knock them out and then go and be like a little docile Negro and have his head down. They had laws,
and he refused to.
So
he was dropping his nuts every time.
Bro, they had the FBI tapping this dude. Just because he beating up people. So this is the dark side that people don't want to know, but that's the reason why. I know Mr. Best brought up Hagler and Sugar Ray. Bro, go look back in that first round. No, it was Hagler and I think what was it? Hearns. Hagler Hearns. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a war.
Bruh, that was one of the best fights ever. Probably the best fight ever. Especially the round. They just in the round one, bruh, they almost knocked each other out like 4 times just in that round. Bruh, like you said, when we are at the top, even Floyd, right? People can say whatever they want about Pretty Boy Floyd, but him being at the top elevated the sport of boxing because a bunch of people wanted to see him lose. When Mexicans fight Mexicans, they're like, okay, cool, Viva Mexico, but it's like it doesn't bring the same excitement and fervor. So you do need to have a Black American brother at the top to really propel boxing forward, because remember they had Klitschko
Ford.
Yeah, they had Klitschko. Like he Klitschko was a beast out there, but like nobody really cared. Tyson Fury, no one really cares. Even Usyk from Ukraine, that dude is a beast, but he's like some white Ukrainian dude. Boxing is an inherently American sport, even though it's global.
It's like the NBA.
Exactly. There's great people overseas, but like Luka Doncic and Wemby, they got to come here to get it popping. If they stay over there, nobody will care. Go ahead, Trey.
So with that belt to ass whooping that we all seen, does this change the conversation about who is the number one fighter in history versus Floyd versus Crawford now, or does Floyd Mayweather still retain the number one spot?
Nobody
because
Floyd,
in my opinion, Crawford is, I'm not gonna say if he's better than Floyd, but I will say that he definitely goes on Mount Rushmore.
I can't put him on Mount Rushmore. There's so many guys that are better than Crawford to me. Throughout boxing history.
Well, where they at? I'm talking about as far as in today's generation, because him whooping on Canelo makes him a first round ballot Hall of Famer.
No, I mean I'm not talking. I mean, in today's generation, yes, you got him, you got Tank, you got those type of guys. Those guys are elite guys.
I don't even put Tank in the conversation. I mean,
you got to. If you want to talk about this generation, Tank is definitely there.
You really don't. You because not.
I will put Tank there.
Really has he fought? I mean, but he stayed in that class all other than when he did that weigh-in and he couldn't make weight. He's been in this. Yeah, he's been in the same weight class the whole time, and I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. What I'm saying is, it kind of makes you. That's when the weight bully shit comes into conversation. When you stay in a weight class and you just dominate that weight class, and you're not willing to take the risk or the chances. The fact that Crawford was willing to move, because you got to call it what it is. He literally moved up 3 weight classes to whoop on Canelo. He did that.
I mean, I got
he did that.
I got him. I got Tank. But you talking about of all time? For me, of all time.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in our era today. I would say Bud with Canelo. Yeah, with Canelo. So who would you say? Would you say it's Canelo? Well, I'm not even saying the first to last. I'm just saying. So you would definitely put Canelo on Mount Rushmore. Crawford.
Yeah, I got Bud Tank. I got Bud Tank, Canelo, and a fourth. I wouldn't even know who to put as a fourth. I can't even think of a fourth right now. Oh, matter of fact, I put Usyk as a fourth.
Yeah, you got Usyk there.
Okay.
Usyk is.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Dubois twice. He beat I don't even know if he fought Wilder, but Wilder can't. Yeah, he beat Fury. So I hear what y'all saying, and I
the video.
I think
the video that keeps popping up right now on the screen, where Canelo is turned all the way around and then stepped back and looked at him like, what the fuck was that? That is iconic, and he's never gonna be able to live that down. Like that punch right there, that shit right there, nigga. That shit right there, nigga. Yeah.
And not only that, Max Kellerman and I think Andre Ward was calling it too. And they were saying when he took that shot, also Canelo took a step back, and then he did like this little walk around the ring where he didn't even seem like he knew where he was. Like people kind of downplayed that. like Canelo, usually when he takes a shot like that, he comes forward. He took this shot, he backed up and just kind of had like a mental like brain freeze where he was like, where's he at? And then he just stopped being aggressive.
Well,
It was like
there's only one fight I've ever seen do that to Canelo, and that was Triple G. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But Triple G is a whole different monster as well. And I would say the previous generation, I would have like Triple G, I would have Floyd, of course, that's just easy. And then I would have like Tyson Fury, and then I would have I don't know. I don't know what a fourth would be, but those would definitely be my three. Fury.
I understand Tyson. I understand Tyson because of what he did and he got the belt and stuff like that. But like realistically, he's a 7-foot giant. You get what I'm saying? If you knock down some inches, off of his height, all of a sudden the argument changes. The argument changes with Tyson Fury. He's not going to be looked at as the way he is now, because like he's literally a 7-footer. It's like fighting Shaq.
Yeah,
but he is skilled though. He is very skilled.
No,
but does he have the same skill? Does he have the same skill if he goes down to 6'7", 6'5"?
No, he doesn't. And Usyk showed that.
Exactly.
Exactly. He has skill is because his skill looks sharp against DeAndre Wilder. Wilder is like
has no skill. He has a one punch.
He has that punch, exactly. So that's why Fury, and he knocked Fury out, but Fury got up and then he was able to outbox him with his.
The ref cheated. The ref cheated when he got knocked down too. Fury actually that count. Yeah, Fury actually was down.
It was like a 12 count. Yeah. So and even Usyk is like Fury was towering over Usyk, and Usyk he made it look like child's play in there to him. So Fury, I think Fury did benefit from. He's fighting in now. There are some monster heavyweights, but he's fighting in the declining era of the heavyweight. It's more about like middleweights and the little guys, right? That's where you get the most action and the most skill at. Because
the Tyson era was the heavyweight era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even after that, they had Foreman came in. I think Foreman came in when he was like 45 or something. Stemner was 50 and knocked somebody out.
He came out of retirement. Yeah, he came out of retirement and won the belt.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so even the old heavyweights that was considered like past their prime was still monsters. I can't say that Fury would have beat Foreman in his prime. I definitely don't think he would have beat Lennox Lewis. So I'm just saying like. You kind of breaking up, Trey, for what you said.
But you got to understand, Lennox Lewis though in his prime though, Lennox Lewis,
somebody's called.
He didn't really.
My phone. Hold on, I'm about to.
Yeah, his chin wasn't all that. I've seen Lennox Lewis get knocked out, but I've seen Rahman, and Rahman wasn't really nobody, at all. So, but I do want to touch on the whole Floyd comparison to Bud. Nobody's like Floyd, man. People got to stop comparing them. Nobody's like Floyd. Floyd is Floyd. And they'll never.
But if they fought at their prime, though, you still gonna give it to Floyd? I think Crawford's the stronger fighter.
Absolutely, I'm giving it to Floyd. Absolutely. Floyd is beating everybody.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Seeing Crawford go up 3 weight classes, Floyd didn't do that. And when I say he didn't do that, I mean in the way that Crawford did it. Crawford went up one. He went up one and caught that fight, and everybody thought because he didn't look so sharp in that fight that was gonna roll over to the Canelo fight, where that wasn't the case. Crawford didn't lose his speed. He didn't lose power. All the stuff that they said was gonna happen because he went up 3 weight classes did not show a factor.
And like they say, Travion, styles make fights. So they were like slapping on Madrimov. They were trying to make that one closer than it actually was. I had Bud the same. I had him winning about like 9-10 rounds. But they were
he definitely won like 9-10 rounds. We all seen the same thing. Even Mexicans seen it, and the real ones called it what it was. The real ones called it what it was, but the diehard Canelo fans just refused. They just refused. They said, it's rigged. It's all this other shit. But that don't matter when Canelo's saying he won fair and square.
Exactly. Canelo straight said, because they asked him and they said, Canelo, what he said, what was giving you the most problems in there with Crawford? This is what Canelo said. Everything. See, he said everything was giving him a problem. He said his power was giving him a problem. He was trying to get him up out of there. He couldn't hit him. That was giving him a problem. They got in the phone booth with dirty boxing and was wrestling each other. That was giving them a problem. So they both were giving each other respect. And Canelo said, he fought his best. This is what Canelo said. Like, he said he was trying his best. It's just the better man won. So I don't think any fan should be like down on Canelo, because he went in there like with a straight warrior.
I just want to stop comparing Bud to Floyd. Floyd is the best I've ever seen in my life, and he's beaten everybody. He's beaten all the names that you could think of, whether it's Pacquiao, De La Hoya, whatever people you want to think of. You know what I'm saying? Whatever names you want to think of in your mind, that was the boxer within that weight class or within the welterweight weight class. He beat every single one. Sugar Shane Mosley, everybody. Zab, he beat everybody.
The thing that we not acknowledging though is Canelo took an ass whooping from Floyd with the Philly shell defense. Canelo took an ass whooping from Crawford without a Philly shell defense. And that's the thing that we have to pay attention to.
Dimitri Bivol was thrashing Canelo
without a Philly shell defense. So it shows lack of skill on Canelo's part.
And like the boy Amir Khan said, Canelo he's a monster in there, but he said he could be hit. Like he's basically there for the taking. So that's why skilled boxers are able to pick him apart, and the intimidation factor. But didn't see him as the boogeyman. He's like, bro, I'm the boogeyman. You should be scared of me. There are a lot of fighters that go in there that are afraid of Canelo, so they psychologically are already defeated. So that does have a huge factor in there where you're going in to fight Canelo, but you already have a preconceived notion that you're going to lose. So you're just in there to hang on to the fight and get a big payday. Bud was like, I really don't need these belts. Yeah, I'll take the pay, but this is more about legacy. And I think the Mayweather Crawford, I think that is an interesting debate. I think it's like splitting hairs with the skill. I think I mean, it's hard to say. I think on watching the film, you may give the slight edge to Floyd in terms of skill, the defensive mastery and wizardry, but in terms of power, I don't think it's even close. I think Bud Crawford is clearly the stronger, stronger fighter, but strength doesn't always win the fights. So he
definitely would be the best matchup for Floyd, though. He definitely would be the best matchup for Floyd.
No, I agree. And one thing I like about Crawford, because they asked him personally about the comparisons, and he said, hey, Floyd was the greatest of his era. I'm the greatest of my era. No need to compare. So the comparisons is for us, that's like.
And that's facts. That's facts.
And I respected that. That's like right now, if they like, man, do you think you a better artist or film producer than Travion? It's like, man, Travion doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. Are you better than Mr. Best at content creation? No, right. Mr. Best doing his thing.
And that's respect.
That's respect. So I really appreciated that answer, because it's kind of up to us to make the debate and do that stuff. But for the fighters also, because that's being on code too. Muhammad Ali did that too with Frazier. They were on the stage and it was like some white commentator. He was trying to get him to like talk down on Frazier, and he was saying, nah, like, man, we brothers. We gonna go in there and try to, beat the heck out of each other. But I don't need to talk down on my brother, and you know what I mean? And say, I'm gonna go whoop this jungle bunny. Like, nah, man, like, hey, that's my brother. But like when we in the ring, we gonna be mortal enemies and we gonna shake hands after.
Hey, but check this out though. K Dot's words were very prophetic. He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford, I'm 1 feet.
Yeah. Hey, and even at the boxing matches, they used to think that Bud was Kendrick Lamar. You know how they show the Chiron and they'll be like Travion in the stands. They showed Bud and was like,
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar at the box. And people was like, that ain't Kendrick. But you know, with us, all blacks
Right.
look alike. So.
I honestly think, yeah, we all one big Negro. That's what they think anyway. But yeah, I give, especially after the loss, I give a lot more respect to Canelo, the way he handled the loss. Because if the roles was reversed and Canelo was the one to win, take the belts from Crawford, Canelo wouldn't have turned around and give the belts back to Crawford. Crawford went to Canelo because the whole time he knew he could whoop Canelo. But he did that and still gave him his respect that you are still a champion. And because he did that in their exchange after, I got more love for Canelo than I had previously. You know, in my eyes, his stock rose because of the way he handled himself after. He stood on business, and he just said what it was, man. I brought what I could bring. I fought the good fight. I trained as hard as I could, and it enough. And when somebody stands up like that and stands off business and be's a man in the situation, you can't do nothing but love that, because all the other fighters, a lot of fighters would make a lot of excuses on what the reasons was that, he didn't say one time that Crawford ran. Reality is Crawford was moving around, but the way he was moving around was smart, because you can't say that he was running around and then not acknowledge that he didn't get in the phone booth with this guy.
Exactly.
He literally stood there and traded punches.
And then in those exchanges, he was getting the better of Canelo too. So that's the part that people don't
exactly
want to talk about, because they were saying, oh, he couldn't do it, and they were advising him not to. So he played the inside out game. He was on the distance when he needed to, and then when he got in the phone booth with the dirty boxing, like I said, he was pushing. Like when Canelo started, was like, oh dang, is Canelo gonna push him around? Crawford would do something. He would either grab him and spin him around. It looked like they was doing a do-si-do, just to let him know, like, hey, bro, you feel me? I ain't no punk. I'm strong too. And the most telling part was the legs. Crawford's legs looked like tree trunks compared to Canelo, and Canelo is a big boy out there.
Man,
so I can see huge. Like Travion, was I missing it? Because shout out to my bro, Mr. Best, because he was saying that it's clear that Canelo is stronger than Crawford. I didn't see that Canelo was clear.
I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that at all. I seen a man that went up 3 weight classes fight the guy who was talked about as being a stronger, bigger fighter, and the punches that see Canelo when Crawford got hit, the reaction and his recovery was not the same as what you seen when Crawford hit Canelo. It just wasn't. The way Crawford hit Canelo, you would think that Crawford was the bigger fighter.
I'm saying
you said what?
I've seen Canelo hit Crawford, and then Crawford was smiling and sticking his tongue out like, give me some more.
Yeah. He was at it. Remember that Busta Rhymes song? Give me some more. Give me some more. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. So I don't know where this strength narrative, and I'm not saying Canelo is not strong. He is strong. Like, that's why he was bullying Charlo. He bullied Caleb Plant. He bullied Edward Berlanga. But Bud is a different beast. I didn't see no bullying going on. I did see him attempt to bully Bud.
Did you
go ahead?
Did you see? I don't mean to cut you off. Did you see at the first 6 rounds, he wasn't giving Crawford the respect, and then after he took a few of them good punches, all of a sudden he started his game plan changed mid-fight, because now you got to give this man respect. If you take too many of these punches from Crawford, you're gonna go down. That's what I see. I'm not saying that hands down Crawford has the ability to just straight knock out Canelo just hands down. But if Canelo took after that punch when he got spun around and stepped back, like what the fuck was that? Yeah. If you seen anything different than what the fuck I seen, it reminded me of what's that movie that Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan was in? What was it when Chris Tucker was in there and he
Rush Hour,
and then he got kicked in the by the Rush Hour when he got kicked out and he was like, yeah, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of, because it was like in his mind he didn't think that Crawford had that in him. And once he was to come to terms with demise is around the corner, his whole I want to say he's doing desperation shit, but it was like he knew he didn't have what it takes at that point. Like a lot of the he's a fighter through and through, but the warrior in him was not the same as when he started the fight.
Yeah, no, you can see that in the later rounds. Like I said, between the third and fifth, and I had seen some stuff where, like you said, some delusional Canelo fans were saying the round 1 through 8 was basically a toss-up. I was like, what fight were y'all watching, bro? Like,
oh wow, yeah. Like, what are you watching?
Yeah, because they were trying to say like, oh, the judge,
like the scorecard had. The scorecard had Canelo losing the whole damn fight. Canelo never tied up the fight on the scorecard.
Even on the unofficial
punches landed, punches thrown, Crawford was winning.
Even on accuracy as well, he was more accurate. He had more shots. I think Canelo had more body shots, but like Terrence had more overall shots.
But that wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't doing nothing.
And you got to see how they counted them too, because they'll count a body shot and it might hit like the back of his hip, or it might hit his elbow, but like it was in close enough proximity to count it as a body shot. And then even after the fight, Canelo, they said, do you feel like you got one shot where he felt your full power? And he said no, he was connecting, but there were no shots where he could feel his full power. And that's a testament to Crawford's
because that skill. Yeah, skill. It's I definitely I think he's gonna vision at 154. Now the fact that he held, I thought was the shit out of that. But outside of that factor, I wouldn't give Boots Ennis a second thought at 154.
Yeah,
I would give him an ass whooping for the get back.
Yeah, even Bomac is like, we cool on that. And I don't even know why people were trying to, because remember they said Canelo brought in Boots to train for Crawford.
His brother. His brother was training with Canelo too. Way before that, way before he had fought before the Crawford fight.
Yeah, and that didn't seem to have worked. And shout out to my boy Travion. It looked like he dropped down, but like whenever you come back, we ain't gonna be on here too much longer. But appreciate everybody that came through the chat. But we're just discussing the mega fight, Canelo Crawford, Canelo versus Crawford. And Crawford pulled out the stunning upset. So all of that stuff that people were saying, oh, Canelo was too big, Bud won't be able to take his power shots, all of that myth was dispelled.
Man, I'm surprised you're not talking about the whole Kirk situation, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna do a separate stream about that, and I'm gonna do that later today. So yeah, so that's coming in. I just didn't want to conflate Charlie Kirk, who I don't give a flying flip about, with Crawford. You know what I mean? But I do want to touch on that from a more nuanced perspective. I got some of my white homies will be chiming in. It'll be a balanced discussion as well. But I did want to give props to the sport. Crawford and Canelo. I tip my hat to both of them. They're true warriors.
Yeah, man. Are you I know you do a lot of the NBA stuff too, man. So I know the season about to start like in about a month or so. So yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the Lake Show, but don't drown though. So yeah,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
definitely. Go ahead, Trey.
When are you about to talk about Shelly?
I should be doing it in like a. Your phone is kind of breaking up, but I'll be doing it in like a couple hours. So I'm gonna get ready to end this stream soon, and then I'll definitely send you the link to join in on that. I got one of my good white buddies coming up to discuss it. You know what I mean? It should be a great one. I definitely want to hear your perspectives, Trey. And Mr. Bass, of course, you always got the.
Definitely, fam. I'm gonna definitely holler, man. You know what I mean? Much love, man.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Hey, Trey, your phone is kind of breaking up, but what did you say, bro? Nah, it sound like you in the Matrix right now, Mr. Anderson. That's what it sounds like you with the Smith. All right, Trey, drop down, come back up, and then I want you to give your final closing statements on this Canelo Crawford. And this is another thing too. It was a lot of y'all that had picked Canelo to win, and that wouldn't be a bad pick. Canelo was the favorite, so I understand that you picked the favorite, right? I picked Crawford. I already knew that Bud was just the better fighter. It wasn't news to me. It was very apparent that Bud was the better fighter, and the best man won. And salute to all of the people in the chat: Eric Kwan, Chrissy Love, Mr. Best, Sunlight, Travion, Intellectual Soapbox. This has been a definitely fruitful stream. I'm gonna see if Travion comes back up. If not, I'm gonna link up with you on the next stream. So tune in for a couple hours. We're gonna go in. This one we talk about sports. The next one we're gonna talk about politics and the social dynamics. We're gonna talk about the deletion of Charlie Kirk. Should Black people care? Do you care? And what are the implications for society at large? So that's gonna be in a couple hours. But I'm gonna bring back my boy Travion to give his final closing statements on this, and we're gonna wrap this stream up. Travion, man, give us a final statement. Send us home.
Okay, yeah, man. It is what it is, man. The better fighter definitely was Crawford. Hats off to Canelo. He did what he could. He stood on business, and it just wasn't enough. And he was a man about it. You get what I'm saying? He gets all the respect in the world from me. Both of them showed decorum. They showed respect. They didn't let racial divides and everything play a factor in the bout. This is how it's supposed to be, and they both showed a masterclass in professionalism, and that's my final thoughts.
Hey, that was a great final thoughts, and your phone sounds super crisp now. It wasn't echoing, so I don't know if you moved to a different spot. But honestly, I was extremely proud to see that, bro, because I'm a Canelo fan. It's just, you always bet on Black. So I'm a bigger Crawford fan, but I like Canelo. Canelo is a legend. He is a monster. He just went up against a bigger monster. That's all it was. So hats off to him. What made me respect him even more was, like you said, the professionalism. He wasn't getting into, when you got somebody like Teofimo Lopez, he's always going around. He tries to get a fight with Crawford by calling him a monkey and playing with bananas, and then calling people the N-word and saying, "Oh man, it's just promotion." No, already know. Bud, I don't know if you've seen it. Bud pressed him. Did you see that Bud pressed him in real life?
Yeah, and he backed down and said, "I'm just trolling." And out it is the way you trolling. See, this is the thing that I always say though. They make weight classes for a reason, and I don't
on you.
You kind of breaking up again, bro.
Here, hold on. Let me get out the car.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Okay. I'm well over 200 pounds, 6'2". When people take it to the racial shit, all that me looking at you as a boxer shit goes out the window. They made weight classes for a reason, and yeah, you're a good boxer. I'll give you that, but I can't turn the cheek on the shit that came out your mouth. If I was to see you in real life, you're gonna have to stand on this shit.
And that's basically what Bud said. And Bud went up to him. He little buddied him. He put his hand around his shoulder and he said, "Say that stuff that you were saying online." And then Teofimo was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Nah, you know what you were saying. Say that." And then
yeah, you know exactly what you were saying.
And then Teofimo was like, "Oh, it was just for promotion, baby." And he was like, I still want to spar with you. Like he curred up. He turned into just like a little whiny, sniveling, cuddly teddy bear. But nah, bro, you calling me the N-word, and he was saying it with the ER. Say that when you went Bud.
He didn't just when he said it, he didn't what people don't realize when you play this race game, when you play the race bait and this shit, you might call a boxer the N-word or a monkey. But when you use those words, you're speaking to a whole demographic of people. And that's the problem that people don't realize is exactly. you control and be disrespectful, but keep it your issue with the person that you're trolling. Don't start saying shit that'll make me come up out of retirement my damn self. And I'm not even a professional boxer. I mean, I did take 8 years of martial arts, 3 different disciplines. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I don't play the race shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I put a motherfucker in a box about that shit. So and I ain't even trying to start no issue with nobody. But like even the Ryan Garcia shit, I'm like I just looked at him like he was just a bitch just because he played that shit. It was like if I'm gonna say some racial shit to you, I'm gonna stand on it because it came out of my mouth.
Exactly, and that's what I can't respect because there's the double standard. On the flip side, see, Ryan Garcia said he hate all N-words. So like you said, it's not about Tank Davis, it's about all of us. So you as a civilian, he's saying F you, he's saying F your mama, he's saying F your kids because they're all black and they're all an N-word. So I'm like, okay, cool. If that's the level of smoke
exactly.
Then when people press up on you, then it's like, why are you being triggered by words? If words are not triggering, then I should be able to call you a spick, a wetback, and all this stuff. But don't worry, bro. I'm just joking. I'm just trolling. We already know that the Mexican community would be infuriated with that, and that would be rightfully so. So don't think that you can just call us anything, and then we just supposed to take the disrespect. Stand on what you're saying. Like I prefer that people are more open and forthright with stand
on your business. Stand on your business and mean what you say. So when I see you, I know exactly how to address the situation.
Bingo, and that's all I'm saying. Don't call me the N-word and then you get around, bro. We're all cool, man. I need to invite to the cookout, bro. No, I'm gonna invite these 5 fingers to your jaw. You feel me? So it's like,
or worse, you're gonna get hit with a hydro shock.
Yeah, and like I said,
you gonna get kirked. That's the new phrase. You gonna get kirked, nigga.
You gonna get CK'd.
Yeah, you gonna get kirked, nigga. Not kirked. Yeah, so keep playing.
Kirked.
Yeah, you gonna get kirked. So I'm gonna say the Charlie Kirk shit for the other live because I got a lot to say about this shit.
Yeah, Trey, you already talking spicy, so this gonna be a good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing right now. And Trey, in like a couple hours, I got a couple business to do. I'm gonna send you the link to hop on, man. But thanks for your perspective. You was killing it, man.
Man, hey, man, I love what you're doing. Like I told you, man, I've been following Savvy, man. I've been following Savvy for a few years and stuff like that or whatever, man. So, so the fact that it's all coming full circle.
Hey, that's the only way, man. It was preordained. And salute to Savvy Sav. That's my girl, man. Actually, I'm gonna have her on the show coming up soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop you, and then in a couple hours we'll be back doing this thing again. This has been another episode of Sportify Arena discussions with that dude. You already know how we rock, man. We keep that business. Well, we keep standing on business, and I'm gonna send y'all out the right way. Just give me uno momento. Um, and